Hi everybody, my name is Luis Vargas, and in this occasion I'm going to talk about HTTP client using Angular2 Dart. I'm going to continue talking about this, and in this case, in the previous tutorial we saw how to create this list of heroes and getting this list from the server. In this tutorial I'm going to talk mostly about how to add a new hero that appears in this example, adding a name, and then just click add hero to add a new hero. After clicking add, we need to do a post request to add a hero. Maybe in the future we can also talk about updating a hero doing a pub request instead of a post request. So previously we created this hero service, and now what we need to do is just create a post in here, and we do a get before using the client, the browser client. Let me see something interesting about is that we use the browser client, but in fact if we go to the browser client, it extends the base client. We should use the base client instead of the browser client. Why we should use the base client? Remember that we should always program using the interface or the base class, which in this case this is the abstract class, the interface class, the interface or abstract class, and this should be the one that we should use. We could also use this client, I think, implements client, factory client, head get. Yes, in fact we should use this client class, not the. So let's see what's the difference. Send stream it. This already contains some implementation. So what happens here? So base client. So let's say this application. Search, and we have the base client, base request, base response, and we have also the IO client that also extends the base client. So basically those two classes extends the client and the client class. Could it work? Browser client and HTTP. I'm gonna leave it like this right now because I don't want to mess up with this now. But as I said before, we should use the client class, something like this. Import library.html. We should use this library instead. If I use it, I'm gonna get an error, more likely. Yes, I'm gonna get an error, and let's go to the index.html. And there is the error that there is the same error as before, and the pub server, ng factory, and the error is this one, the missing identifier for client. So the solution is the same as before. So let's go to the postspec.yaml. This one, and now we should also, and instead browser client should be just client, and the file is different. Okay. The path is different. We should go to the source and then client / source, and then client.dart. So stopping and running again. It will show us a different error, and the error is not provided for client. So this is because the app component.dart, so we need to put the client here. Oops. I think the client class doesn't, yeah, is the more lower one. So what is the advantage now of using client instead of browser client into the Hero service? The big advantage is that now we can use the same Hero service without changing any single line for a server application and for a client application. I don't need to change any single line in this code. Right now it can be used for both. Okay, I need to change this one, sorry. I need to remove this, but after that this Hero service can be used in both server and client applications. So after doing this, the only thing that we are gonna add now, the add Hero. So why do you think we need to add this into the server application? Most likely, for example, we can use this Hero service for call maybe what's the name, a MongoDB database, or maybe calling a Firebase database. I don't know, something similar that can be used, or maybe calling another service, another web service, another third-party web service that sends me JSON, and still I don't need to change any single line of my code. This is cool. Okay, so let's add the add hero method. So for the let's add hero method, we need to do a post. So let's copy this because it's basically the same. And something interesting about this is that what about if this value change in the future? And it's gonna change in the future, most likely. We need to put this value into a constant value, or not a constant, a variable, a field. So Control Alt B, heroes JSON expression. No. I need to refactor this, and let's go to refactor, extract variable method constant. Yeah, it should be a variable. So hero JSON, and yeah, we can call it URL or URI. And let's put this as a field here, a string. Most likely this could be injected as a option or something, maybe, I don't know. Right now I'm gonna leave it like this, and then I'm just gonna use this same URI in here. So if I need to change this URI, I only need to change this line. I don't need to change many other lines. So I have response. I have the response now. I need to do something similar to this one, the code response. And also, what I did. Hierarchy? I don't know. And also now I need to return the body. In general, when you do a post, this is post instead. So instead this one is a post. And as it says, you need the URL and also the string of what? Let's put it inside. And Control P, and we have the map of headers, and also have the body. And the body should be a string. If we go to the comma body, it should be a string. How do I know that? Mostly we can know it because the documentation. Body, what is bodies could be anything, could be a string, could be a value, or let's say the documentation. Body is a list, could be an object. So it's the body of the request. It can be a string, a list of integers, a map of a string. That's why it's a dynamic value, so it's not a string like here. So what we need to do now, we need to convert the hero pass it to this function that should be like this, hero, because we're gonna pass a value, and we need to pass this value into the body. It would be cool if we can do this hero directly, but this is not possible. We need to do hero.toJSON, and what it returns to JSON returns a map. This shouldn't be called to JSON, it should be called to map. But again, this is the example. So now when we send this to the server should return us with a response and with a body, the same as before. However, in this case, the response is most of the time it's not contained into a data object, a data attribute, a data key, I don't know, a data map. It's most of the time direct and a direct object. So what we should do is just return new hero.from JSON and the body map. In general, we can do this if we want, but in this case it's not needed. So this is enough most of the time. Again, we can do this in one single line and make it bigger and make it just but it's not, it will be look horrible. I don't want to do that. So let's go back to the hero list component, and we have a small error, I think. No, we don't have any error. And this add hero, if you go to the button, you see this add hero, and it is passed the new hero value. Oh, the name of the new hero value. New hero value is this one, so it's gonna be passed the value, the string of this one. So with the here in add hero, we need to pass what? A string containing the value, and in this case gonna be the name of the hero, and we need to create a new hero. And we need to pass the ID, and the ID that could be null, and the name that could be the name pass. So something that we should do is, this is kind of ugly, passing a null value. So what can we do? This is optional. I don't know. I mean, we can create another. We can make this constructor optional with optional values, like this, and this should solve it. And instead, this should be id.id and name.hero name. Sorry, it's without the. Let me see. Yes. Not. Yes. Let's see. We have another error. Hero list component. Okay, so now we can say it in here, name, and this could work. This looks better, at least to me. So in here we're creating a new hero, and then we need to use the hero service dot add hero, and then pass the new created hero, and finally the add hero should returns the new created hero from the server. So this new created hero should be added to the heroes list. So heroes, so let's create a var hero equals to hero, let's call it new hero. So we need to do heroes dot add new hero, and then there is something says in the argument future cannot be assigned to the parameter of type hero. Why is this one? Because the new hero is being, this function is returning a future dynamic. Something interesting that we can do in here, we should put in here future hero to match these two. Now it's more specific. The argument type future hero, it cannot be assigned to the type hero. So the solution is simple, just add the await operator, and this should solve the problem. So let's see what happens now. Oh, let's see. So let's add AAA, click on add hero, and we have an error, but nothing is being showed in the console, in the screen, sorry. And the error says not method not found length. Get a length. What is this? Here. Utilizar base client. No. Body fields. Dark async. I think that I know why this happens. This is because the hero service is sending a null value for the ID. So null doesn't have the length. So let's put it here, no, here, the breakpoint. Stop and run. No. Oh, yeah, it's not here, it's here. So what is happening? The hero to JSON. Let's see what this one returns. The hero to JSON. Can we see? So console, no console debugger. What is the watch? Let me look for the watch. I don't know what it is. Okay, so this is the result, and as you can see, it has the ID null and name is df. So I think what is happening is that internally, let's see the console and let's go to the what it is being called. Let's go to this base client. Body fields, let's see. So body fields, what contains body field uno error. Oh no, it's not body. Contains the object and delegating map type. And there is the error. Okay. The solution, I know that is because we should add to the hero.dart value of 0. No, it's not with equal, it's with the column. Yes. So this one is going to be a default value of 0. And that should solve the problem. Oh, that's weird. Base client. Hero this component, hero service, let's remove everything. That's weird. Okay. Type in is not a subtype of type string of component where in is from. That's weird. That's weird. So it doesn't like null also. Or maybe we should pass the string value instead. So let's go to the hero and remove this one. I'm gonna convert it using JSON encode. Let's see what happens now. If I do JSON encode, it should be better. Okay, this error is much what I was thinking it gonna happen, and the path method is not allowed for heroes.json. What happens? We don't have any server that is really doing the handling the getter. We only have this file for the server. So okay, so when we post the value, if we go to the console, the browser console, let's go to the network, network, and let's refresh. Let's do a post, and it actually does a post request, as you can see here. However, the method is not allowed. It is because it's a 405. The method is not allowed because the server is not it doesn't do this by itself. We need a server that allows us to do this, and we don't have any server. One solution will be create a server and do this, maybe a PHP server, Python server, Java server, or even a Dart server, but that's not a good solution. Why is not a good solution? Because we are gonna add a dependency into a server that we don't know if it's gonna be working or not during development, and it's not good. Just that. So the error is the path method is not allowed. Something interesting is that we don't show any we don't show any errors in here, and the errors should be shown. So how do we show? Before continuing, I wanna show the errors. So how do I show the errors into them? So I will do it in here into the browser client. Sorry, into the hero list component, not the browser client. What it is? Hero list component. So I will say it. I will do it using a try catch. So let's do a try catch. Where should we do the try catch? Here. Can we Ctrl-Alt-T try catch? Let's do this. Let's print the error. I don't want to print the error. What I want to do is error message equals to e dot to a string. Let's see. So let's see what is being printed. Okay, so this is the exception, format exception, and expected character. The both method not allowed for heroes JSON. So this is good because we have the error message, but the problem here is that this is something that a user is not going to understand. So we need to change this. So we need to put something different. Maybe not printing the error, but printing something else, maybe connection fail, method not allowed. I don't know what exception. Error message. This is the so the error message does that. I think that I'm gonna leave it like this because the sample looks like this. Okay, so again, this is not a good error message. I don't know the post method. Something else is that we need to make this in different color. So maybe we could add a different color for this. So we can add a error class. No, it's not error class. Let me look for which class is the one that we need to add. Okay, class. What is class? We need to add the class error. What is that class comes from? Okay. One way of doing this is just adding a styles and inline styles into the component. Haven't done that, and we can do it in here. Just styles, comma, styles, constant value, a list of constants. I have one more parenthesis, and then I'm just adding the class of the CSS class error, and the color is gonna be red. Let's see it now. If now the color is red, so here we have this method not allowed. We have the exception in here, formal exception, unexpected child at chart 1. The post method is not allowed for heroes.json. I don't know, I kind of don't like this, but I'm gonna leave it as. So the next step is create what's the name, a backend, a mock backend. So a mock browser client. So how do we do that? We just need to add a new into the app component.dart. We need to add a different provider. Instead of using the browser client provider like here, we need to provide a browser client, a different provider. So how do we add a different provider, or what provider should we add? Let's add a provider that it's called, let me see, it's called in-memory backend service provider. Is this one, and as before we should use client. And in here we need to import this library. What happens? Oh, we need to create this method also, and this method is just these 2 lines, and we need to import this service, and this is part. We need something else. Okay, we need a package for this one, and the package is, let me see, HTTP in-memory web API. And we need to add it to the prospect of YAML here. Get the dependencies. And go back to the app component. And now we can do Alt Enter, and we need to do the analysis, I think. Should wait for this data analysis to finish. If it doesn't work, I'm just gonna do it manually. Okay, it's taking too long, so I'm gonna do it manually. What it is here. So we need to import this package, this library. Let's see now. I'll enter, and it still doesn't like it. We need that, and finally we have also this hero data, and we need to create that hero data, and that hero data is gonna be similar to the heroes.json, and the backend is gonna contain heroes data. Let me see. So basically this hero data is gonna be just a Dart file. You can put it here. Hero data, okay. And basically what it does is, from a map, it just returns this function, I think. Yes, it creates a function that returns an object, a map, and that's it. It is a function that returns a map. So let's go back to the app component and let's import this one. Now we have imported this one, and what this one is gonna do is it's gonna create a fake backend service, an in-memory backend service, and that's gonna be a fake backend that's gonna intercept all the get heroes requests and post heroes requests, and also the put and patch. It's gonna intercept all the requests, and it's gonna use this one instead. This one should be mostly used for unit testing and for development. I'm using this one right now because the sample says to use it, but in this case it shouldn't be used directly. It should be used mostly for unit test, not for, we shouldn't put into the code directly. Okay. So we have the client, the HTTP client in memory backend service factory, and also, and now we need to do another change. Let's try now what happens. Let's stop and run. What is here? So branch error. I think this is because the URL that is being called. I don't remember this error exactly, but I know that this error is caused because of the URL that we have into the hero service here. This URI is not okay, so I'm gonna comment it and I'm gonna put a different one. Let me see, hero service. Okay, it's gonna be app heroes. Final string heroes URL. Yes, URI. It's gonna be app heroes. So let's try now. I think this should work, and it works. Something interesting is that if you go to the console, if you open the console, you're gonna see that there is no HTTP request. There is any X100 request in here. And now if I do AAA and add hero, invalid arguments, the search must not be null. Search? Which search? So let's see what happens into the here. Nothing. Okay, so which source should not be null? Oh, because the ID, you see here. Oh, something rare. This is something wrong in this backend service. Let me look for this. This shouldn't happen. This is because we didn't pass any ID. I don't know why. Let me see. Hero ID. So let's go to the backend. This one in memory backend service. Let's look for the post. Here is the post. Using the code, eating contents ID. This is the error because we are sending the ID. That's why we shouldn't be sending the ID. This should ask for the ID and the ID null. Okay, so let's solve it. Simple, in fact. So instead of sending the full hero JSON, this one to JSON. ID. Should be something different here. Okay, never mind. I don't know. something like delete IT. Let's go to the hero service here. So in this one, instead of doing the JSON encode, I should do only I'm gonna do this. I don't want to do this. Name hero.name. I don't want to do this, but I don't know. Maybe there is an option in the JSON encode, but okay, let's just use that. And now we have a response, and response body is name and with ID 1, which is okay. I don't know. Okay, doesn't matter. ID 1. And then we need to convert this body map, and finally the value is gonna be rendered and it should be showed in the list like here. So basically this is it for the video. There's some stuff that I don't like. Because in fact this should be the hero, completely JSON encode hero. I think they're gonna submit a request for changing that. This ID could be null or 0 in general. So I hope you like this video. Don't forget to comment, don't forget to like it. If you have any question, just comment the video, and thank you.